chairs for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the walls. The chair is against the walls. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our daily gun show. We come to you live every night at midnight, well, every weeknight at midnight Eastern for about an hour each night. We'll do 3 gun-related topics, different topics throughout the week. We plan them on Mondays, so you're here on a good day. We'll be planning out the show. We run it live on YouTube. We simulcast it over at gunchannels.com, where we're watching the comments from the people that are watching the show live. We're distracted because I'm trying to find the show over on Gun Channels right now. So let's see. We have hosts. We got 3 of us joining tonight. Angelina's jumping in from California. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
And we got Bob jumping in from Canada. Thanks for joining in.
Hey, glad to be here.
And maybe now I can go. Yep, there we go. And thanks for everybody who's watching the show live. Finally figured it out over on Gun Channels here. And then we got 13 people watching to start out the show. And let's see, we're on episode number 516. It's Monday, so we'll be talking about the week. We'll be talking about behind the scenes social media stuff, and we'll be talking about events. Before we dig into the show, though, is there anything worth talking about that happened earlier today or over the weekend?
Well, it is raining in Southern California. That's pretty notable.
Is that a thing that doesn't happen very often, or?
I thought it never rained in Southern California.
That's right, Bob. It doesn't. But yeah, it's supposed to rain like all the rest of the week. So.
Does that like slow everybody down or something? I figured you'd get rain all the time with the ocean right there.
Oh man, it makes everybody so crazy. The roads will be a mess. Like it's kind of thing where it starts sprinkling and people run out for bread and milk. So, yeah, tomorrow will be amazing on the freeways.
Imagine what would happen if that was actually frozen rain.
Dude, it would be very horrible. I don't think anyone could handle it. Maybe like some transplants from like colder areas. But you should see everyone dressed here right now. Well, the last week, you'd think you're in like a snow village.
Well, it's been super cold lately.
It has been. It's been like, I've thought this is, hypothermia is where you're too cold, right?
Yep.
But you don't get that at 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close to it. It's painfully cold here. And I think it's like 40 something anyway.
But still, I mean, yeah, you guys don't get it. Like, we ride motorcycles when it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. That's just a nice fall, spring motorcycle ride.
You're a hardier breed in America's hat.
We're actually not. It's just that we're used to it because human beings can adapt to it. It's just you guys aren't adapted to it, and, you know.
Well, I'm a pussy, so anyway. Stop holding up the show now.
Most people around there are, but they're just, you know, if they just went without putting all that heavy clothes on, they would get used to it, and then they'd be fine.
I'd die first.
Otherwise, anything else could happen over the weekend besides weather? Cold?
Not for me, no. Just cold.
Yeah.
We had quite a few shows over the weekend, and
van chat.
Yeah, we had a van chat yesterday. Didn't do a gear chat this weekend. We'll probably try to do one again next weekend. I think what else? I had to have something else happen over the weekend. I guess we'll dig in. So this week we've got the show scheduled out, but we are always looking for subjects. So if anybody's got ideas for Second Amendment issues, entertainment topics, gun stuff, gun biz, gun tech, CCW, the regular segments that we have each week, now's the time to throw them out there. I guess Jimmy's not showing up today, so I'll try to grab them as they're coming in, and we'll throw them into the spreadsheet here. For if Angelina's watching on both sides, or Bob, feel free to grab them and throw them in. Just, I don't know. We'll see how many we get. Sometimes we'll end up 3 of us grab it and throw it in there, and we got it 3 places in there.
Are we putting it into ideas?
Oh, no, we just throw them right into the schedule. That's what I'm saying. So maybe just make the background a different color or something so we can see that it got thrown in recently.
Oh, okay.
We'll see if we get a bunch of suggestions or not. Dano's throwing out there that Trump is a turncoat. I guess that happened over the weekend. And people talking about riding motorcycles in the cold. So with that, I think we'll dig into the social media one today. I think this one came in from Cycle Camp. What's your approach to handling posts by your friends that are shares of people posts that you don't agree with? So when your friends share stuff that you're not a fan of, how do you deal with that? And I guess that could apply to any of the platforms, really. But before we do, we try to usually feature one of the members over at Gun Channels. I guess today we're featuring Ghost. So I don't know if he's out there. I think he's out there on the YouTube side. He was out there earlier. So Ghost, one of the members over on Gun Channels, pretty active. Does a couple of shows of his own, jumps into other people's shows. Met him a couple of times now. Well, wait, yeah, a couple of times now, technically. And good dude, Marine. So even though he's a Marine, he's able to get good information out there.
Yeah, he's still an okay guy. Tiny little guy, too. Like, you know, you think Clover is just this little leprechaun. Like, Ghost is just not as rotund, but he's, like, just about that small. Kind of funny. Like, Bob's a nice guy, though.
Bob thinks this is like a roast. Like, Bob just can't say nothing nice about it.
Bob's was my favorite part is how Bob's always like calling people fat in different ways.
Oh, just rotund? Well, it's more polite than calling them actually fat.
I know, but it's not nice. But it's like I don't know. It's like a thing. It's a thing.
Kind of a polite way to say you're fat. You're a little rotund.
Well,
Well, I
of
mean,
the day and Bob's insult of the day. So now we'll move on to that. Just gotta scroll back up. We just grabbed one from Cycle there. So social media. What is your approach to handling posts by friends that are shares of other people's posts you don't agree with? So I don't know. Does anybody want to jump in? I'm rude and I don't care. So I'll usually just tell them what I think whenever I see it, so that way I don't have to see it again, hopefully, or they'll quit friending me or something.
So do you mean like if you follow someone on like Instagram and they post something that you don't like, you'll just be like, oh, fuck off?
Well, the only thing is they're saying handling posts by your friends that are shares of people's posts that I don't agree with. So the only thing I almost only universally don't agree with is when somebody takes our flag, throws it on the ground, wipes their shit all over it, and then takes a picture, like if I'm supposed to like that. And usually I'll speak my mind.
Like uses it as a backdrop?
Yeah. Like,
okay.
I don't dig that. And I don't like it when people point that at me or include me in them. So that's about the only time I'm a dick about it. But everything else, like, I guess I don't really care because I think of it all as just another thing floating by in the social media. I don't think of any. I guess if someone was consistently posting stuff at me that I can't think of something, you know, anti-gun or something, then I would eventually just tell them to quit including me or unfriend them, right? But I guess I don't get into comment debates with people, if that was the question. How about y'all?
Well, so posts by your friends that are shares of other people's posts that you don't agree with. So like reposting something, I guess.
That's what I would read it as, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like, so this is awesome. I agree with this here. What this guy says. I like what this guy says. And then here's.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I took it too. And
apparently G-Web's got so excited that his little robot brain blew up.
What happened?
You went all robot.
I'm not a robot.
But I mean, if a friend of mine shares something and I don't really agree with it, you know what, for the most part, to be honest, I just like keep scrolling because I think everyone's really entitled to their opinion. I have friends that, we totally see the same way, and I have friends that are like super not like me. And I think it's interesting, but like as long as you're not forcing it down my throat, I mean, I don't care. I'll just scroll by it. What about you, Bob?
I just ignore them. I mean, I realize they're obviously coming from stupid people because they're stupid. If I don't
Well,
agree,
are they stupid or they just have a different opinion?
oh no, I think if you're not agreeing with me, that yeah, there's probably some kind of derangement or something going on with you. But that's of course just me. But like I say, I don't get all offended or excited and go, you're not my friend anymore, and blah blah blah. Just like, oh, he's a bit wacky. I'm just, and I'll never share it on, of course. That is always what I think is the biggest thing is when you share on those posts that are really stupid. Those are the like, what are you doing? If you don't agree with it, don't share it. And if you have friends that agree with it, you can just go, well, I didn't think he was that stupid, but hey,
yeah,
everybody's got their foibles.
I don't know. I think, yeah, like I said, I think everyone's, entitled to their whatever opinion they want to have, whether I like it or not.
Right. I know people who drive Chevys, and I think they're stupid, but hey, what are you going to do? People got their own foibles.
What's wrong with a Chevy? I don't drive a Chevy.
They don't forge the engines properly. There's all kinds of problems with Chevys.
Oh.
The reason they're cheaper.
I just don't like Chevys because we fly past them a lot of times. We don't stop because we got more important things to do for exciting lives. And then they hate the cars that they do.
Okay, so let's continue on then.
Bad robot.
I'm roboting? I'm restarting.
Yeah, pretty bad. Well, okay, so here's my little piece. I'm sure all these dudes want to hear it too, which you don't. But anyway, I have a lot of anti-gun friends. So I see, especially now, like on Facebook. Facebook is a drag right now. And I see people, with all that dumbass gun knowledge where these aren't even true things that you're saying, but you're, posting them all over Facebook, like, oh, we gotta do this. And sometimes then I'm like, honestly, I'm really tempted to say, hey, because like for instance, someone said there's no background checks on guns in the United States. And I was really tempted to say, hey, there totally are. That's totally a thing. I don't know why you don't know this yet. But a lot of times when people are radicalized on whatever their narrative is, they're not going to hear anything you say. So sometimes it's not even worth it to type up a little paragraph all angrily on your iPhone because they don't give a shit.
So,
well, that's the thing is you could get into an argument all day with them on Facebook, and there's just no point, right? As soon as you interact with them, they're gonna.
An argument, there's no point, and I think a lot of times in the heat of their regurgitating whatever propaganda they're trying to spread out there, they're really not looking for conversation as much as just telling everybody, here's my position, here's what I think, I agree with these people.
Yeah.
So
well, and they don't want to hear otherwise. They don't want to hear they're wrong or they don't want to hear that.
Right, they're not looking for confrontation, they're just trying to express something. So like Lockjaw was saying, I think he's the only one said something to the effect of, I'm always willing to respond or whatever. But that's the thing, I think we are missing an opportunity. If they are going to post something up there, let's say somebody's on the side of the road with a sign and you see what they're saying over there and you don't agree with it. What can you really do? You're not going to honk.
Today I saw that in my town and I said, get a job, you hippies. Because I knew one of the guys.
But there's not much you can do unless you're going to stop and spend your time and effort to counter protest. There's not much that can take effect. But if somebody puts something on the web, even if it doesn't get a lot of views, a lot of traffic, you know, if it's not a super busy street where they're doing that on the internet, then at least you have the opportunity to say something. And if it's a comment section on an established platform that actually allows commenting and replies and everything, then you can actually put a reply there that's, then at least you have the opportunity to say something. And then at least you have the opportunity to say something. So then I don't know if necessarily it's the time, like you're saying, to get into a debate with them, but maybe like a set of canned responses would be useful, just so that maybe not even immediately when they post it, but at some time, you know, if they're like blah blah blah, like you said, there should be background checks, like maybe a little type of boilerplate little thing that says FYI, there have been background checks, more information can be found here, and a link to a concise website or Wikipedia or something that actually gives them a quick history of waiting periods or history of background checks or history of something that they're talking about. And then that way, if in the future somebody is looking for that, there's something to counteract it.
Yeah, yeah, that's totally a thing. But I mean, it depends on the person, I think, because there's people who, even if you're like, even if you show them, you know, solid evidence, you know, solid research, and even if they're a relatively intelligent person otherwise, if they're like on this thing, they'll never hear anything else. But sometimes if you know someone who's receptive, sometimes you can actually like change the way some people think about stuff. So,
you know who's good at doing that, and I don't know if he's always necessarily successful, but he's certainly willing to keep doing it, is Brandon over on the gun channels. He'll step into the evening chats quite a bit. He has the Saber Knights dojo thing with the lightsabers and that, and he's channels. But he's from California, and he's got lots of people on his Facebooks and stuff that will either come at him with anti-gun stuff or challenge his pro-gun positions, and you know, he'll get into it. And like 9 Millie was saying over here, that it's sometimes for those the people that are just watching the conversation, not necessarily like you're saying, the person you're talking to might be a dead end or a brick wall, but if you can put something there that's a counterpoint to whatever they're spewing out there, whoever comes along and might be curious and reads it gets that, you know, that.
Yeah, I mean, some people they don't really have an opinion. They're forming their opinion off of, you know, things they see. And, you know, I mean, I kind of do that. I'm sure a lot of people do, where, you know, you kind of hear what this guy has to say, maybe this guy, maybe read a couple articles, you know, before you kind of take a stance. So someone could be, you know, looking for information, and you're putting out good information when there's someone else trying to put out like shitty information.
Well, we do these segments to kind of get the ball rolling on conversations. If people are creating their own content, maybe a podcast or some kind of a live chat, or just a blog post where you're going to have comments, then consider some of these concepts that we've talked about here, or take it and run and get more into this whole concept of the good ways, maybe strategies to consistently put some stuff out there. I think there's probably something to it as well, that if they're going to go out there and yell and scream and shout and shake their fists at the sky, and everyone's just going to sit there politely and let them do their thing and then walk away, or wait till they get exhausted and then go on with life as usual, they've won, right? That's terrorism. They stopped the communication right there. So I think they're, just to play devil's advocate, there might be something to consistently replying to whatever it is. So if their goal is to kind of shut down conversation and drown out all those stuff, if they are able to do that with no resistance and no repercussions, I don't know if there's repercussions, but at least with no recourse, if everybody were to make it a point to make sure that every anti-gun thing out there had a link to some pro-gun thing, it might be frustrating for them, and they might quit doing it. It might be less appealing to them if they know they're going to be met with immediate and constant replies. Because if sometimes they are just trying to shout and just complain, and if they're going to constantly be starting a conversation, maybe they'll go yell about something that they can just yell. Because I don't think, like you said, I don't think they're really looking for conversation.
Yeah, no, it's more, they're just looking to hear their own voice, I think.
Exactly. So if every time they yelled and screamed, they were actually starting a conversation and people were willing to have a calm, debate with them, then maybe they get sick of doing it. Like say they go yell about something else that nobody's going to challenge them on. That's just a thing, or just a suggestion. Again, if somebody's out there takes one of these points from one of our topics and runs with it, let us know. We'll be happy to point to the show or have you on and talk about where it went. But I think for now we'll move on to the next segment of the show today. Anybody want to pick direction?
Yeah, I will. Unless, are you going to, Bob?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So what are we gonna do? Let's do the gun of the day.
Another Instagram one over here. I'll screen share it. So this was
to me. Smith & Wesson and NAA revolver. Oh, okay.
There's just two guns I had sitting there, and I thought it'd be interesting to take a picture of them together. I took a bunch of pictures of, like, their cylinders open and stuff. This is just one side by side, showing how big the bullets are and how many rounds.
Yeah, that's about all they have in common. They have the same amount of rounds, and they're revolvers.
Yeah.
They're silver.
They're made in this country. We can own them both. You can't.
Big and little. Yeah, I can't.
I can't own. I definitely can't own the tiny one.
Really?
Probably not the. Maybe the Smith & Wesson.
It's got the Hillary hole. Is it because it's too big of a caliber?
Yeah. Well, last time I looked, a bunch of Smith & Wessons were off the roster. Even though I thought revolvers were never going to be off, but there were some that were off. So.
Oh, I wonder why that is. Because I mean, here they do it because the barrels are too short. It makes them too concealable.
It could be that too. It could be the barrel's too short. It could be the caliber. Or it could still be on the roster. I don't know. It's not fun.
I do like Smith. Yeah, I like the Smith.
I like that too.
So we want to thank everybody for almost the 66% thumb ratio. Appreciate that. A lot of people out there joining us tonight. Makes it, well, what we're looking for is a conversation. So it makes it a lot more fun when we got people out there participating on both sides.
It does.
So that's gun of the day. What do we want to do next?
So what about this movie of the day, Way of the Gun, or Gun Movie of the Day? So surprise, surprise, I've not seen it. Bob, have you seen it?
I believe I have, but I don't know if it really grabbed me because I'm having trouble bringing it up.
So it's pretty much.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, this one. Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah, it's actually
iconic in gun movies. So even watching the pictures over here, Angelina, just doesn't ring a bell or nothing.
No.
So I forget what it's about. These guys are bad guys, and they grab this chick.
Is that who's this guy? He's cute. He looks familiar.
These dudes are the
one with the shorter hair. Is that Ryan Philippe?
Probably.
Ooh, he's a dishy little number one.
And then that other guy from other movies.
I don't care about him.
And it's pretty good. They do quite a bit of gun handling in it. And what was it, 1990? No, 2000? What did it just say?
Lots of shooting. And they use 45s.
2000. And it was a pretty decent movie for the time. It was this pre-heat or post-heat? Hit the wrong button. I don't remember anymore when it came out. But it was at the level of Heat, I'd say. In a lot of ways, I think I like this one better than Heat. But I don't know. They're both similar. So, Bob, you have seen it?
Yeah. Good movie. Lots of gunfights. Lots of cool stuff. Yeah, very interesting. Lots of firearms handling. The reason why you want to be able to shoot with your other hand, your offhand.
So, how many thumbs would you give it?
Oh, it's got 2 solid thumbs up for sure.
All right, G-Webs?
Years ago, I would have gave it 2, but now I'm giving it 1. It's good and everything, but
So 3 thumbs.
Bad guys.
3 thumbs out of 4 isn't bad though. So
Probably Jimmy would give it at least 1, I think.
yeah, probably.
But you can't vote for Jimmy. He's not here. He doesn't get to vote.
If he was also into that Ryan dude, then maybe 2 thumbs.
I don't think he is, but we'll never know unless we ask him.
I'll never know.
All right, so that was movie of the day, and maybe we should have Angelina write a whole bunch of the movies of the days, and then that way.
So it's ones I might have seen.
Yeah, you'll list ones that you've seen, right?
Yeah, I'll add some in.
So let's talk about the new Death Wish, where they ruined Death Wish. Anybody seen the trailer to this one?
Did they ruin it? I don't know. I haven't even seen the trailer. I don't think.
I don't think we can even show the trailer because of the draconian copyright laws or whatever. But you know, Death Wish. Have you seen Death Wish?
No.
Bob's seen Death Wish though. Yes.
Bob.
He's muted.
Well, anyway, I haven't seen it.
Anyway, Death Wish is a really, really good movie. Do you know what's that guy's name? Goldblum? Jeff Goldblum?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't want to know him, but yeah.
Right. Well, you know that actor in this movie? It might have been his first movie ever. He's like a super rapist. Like, it's the most violent rape scene you've ever seen in a movie, and it's that guy. And then this, like,
that probably makes it even more awkward.
That guy?
Yeah, because Jeff Goldblum's a little awkward.
Yeah, exactly. And now he acts like he's not a rapist when everybody knows he started out his whole career being a rapist. Not just a regular rapist, like a heinous rapist.
Like a horribly brutal one?
Yeah, just like unnecessarily rapist for no reason. And a graffitiist. So, anyway, it was a really good movie aside from all that. And it was a good movie. It starts out with this guy from New York who's all against guns and violence and everything. And then this thing happens because of Jeff Goldblum. And then turns him into hardened. And then he goes out to Tucson. He gets more hardened. Then he goes back and becomes Death Wish. And then it's a classic movie. I think it was made by Z would know. He's out there. I think it's made by some actual director. And then they made sequels, and they're a little more cheesy. But the first one was standalone, one of the best movies ever, right? And now they've ruined it. They came out, and the whole thing is this guy gets hardened. He changes from anti-gun, anti-violent New Yorker to like self-sufficient, hardened individual, self-reliant guy. And then this movie is all like some guy who's a prepper just becomes more of a prepper.
Is this Death Wish?
Yeah.
Or so not Death Wish.
Correct.
Okay.
That's crazy echo.
Who's got the echo?
I think it was not me.
Probably Bob.
No, I was hearing an echo and I didn't have my mic on.
Maybe it was me then. Sorry, I accused you. All right. Well,
that was a little extra movie of the day. And
that I haven't seen either.
Too bad for the new Death Wish being around.
All right, so Bannerman Castle.
Oh, wait, before that, I want to say in YouTube, they are saying if you have not seen the original Death Wish with Charles Bronson, go out and do it now. Well, as soon as the show's over, I mean.
Charbro.
You were also supposed to watch Falling Down. Did you ever watch Falling Down?
I haven't yet, but I'm going to add that to my... I think I couldn't remember what it's...
Oh, that takes forever to watch. I only got through about 4 episodes.
Is that's the LA one, right?
And at 20. Oh, no, what? Falling Down? Oh, right, Falling Down, sorry. Well, I was thinking Breaking Bad for some weird reason.
Oh, that's a good show.
No, that's a show, yeah. This is just a movie, so it's an hour and a half or something. But yeah, that's the one in LA where he's kind of snaps.
Yeah, that's actually good.
So I guess today's gun shop of the day, since we try to do a gun shop every day, is a section of the Gun Show Loophole Tour. Since I'm going to be heading back out on the road, I figured we'd, what happened here? We would go over to the website, gunshowloopholetour.com, head over to the tour log, into the 2017 tours, and to the big one, when we went out to Bannerman Castle, and just reminisce a little bit. So we did most of this show on the road. Literally, we were doing the show in the noon time slot. So I would drive around and stop. It was still noon, right? Or were we doing it at 3 p.m. then?
Yeah, I think so.
Doesn't answer the question. So it was during the day though, and I was stopping along the way. So the first leg of it was leaving Tucson and heading out to San Antonio, which is a pretty long, boring segment. There's a couple of towns, there's little cities in New Mexico, but unless you hit them during business hours, they're far away from each other. So you really have to you'd have to try to hit one during business hours. If I remember right, I left Tucson really early in the morning. So I might have been passing some of those New Mexico sites just before they opened. I'm pretty sure I hit El Paso even right before 9 a.m. So then once I passed El Paso, I was in nowhere. There's nothing in Texas out there. But then, I don't know, just about a gas tank away from San Antonio, I figured out that Edge had lured me out into the middle of Texas during the gas shortage of the hurricane. So
that's nice.
Yeah, that became fun. Being basically in the middle of Texas, a gas tank away from San Antonio, and just starting out the trip, and with basically no gas in town. I pulled into this little town that's sort of just there for the gasoline in the middle of Texas, and there were people camped out at the gas pumps waiting for a few days or whenever the gas is going to show up. Like literally camped at the gas pumps in their cars, like 2 or 3 deep at every single of the 3 or 4 gas stations in town. So I went into one. I was like, what the hell's going on? And they're like, oh, the hurricane. There's no gas in Texas. So then the guy tells me, oh, there's a gas station outside of town that still has gas. So I'm like, all right. And I head about a mile outside of town, and there's a gas station, the big truck stop with all their lights off. And they had gas, but they turned all their lights off to port it. So I was able to fill up there and decided, F it, and went to San Antonio anyway, just to have an adventure or whatever. And then ended up basically having to just do weird gas buddy dances to try to find gas in San Antonio. My strategy was to just stay up in the middle of the night and go get gas in the middle of the night when everybody else was sleeping, and that worked for keeping gas in the tank. And then I think I got there whatever day I got there. Edge took off, like called in sick or something. Then I should say that he got really sick. He got the flu. So since he coincidentally had the flu, we were able to drive around, look at a bunch of gun shops. And then I think I headed out of there up towards in Austin. Now you didn't go to see in Austin, did you, Bob? When you went down to San Antonio?
No, I didn't. Edge didn't take me in any gun shops, and I didn't stay very long because it was too stupid hot.
Oh yeah, I went in, what was this, September, so it was pretty decent weather. So these are all the gun shops we got to check out, and those are all listed on our gun shop website, and they're all linked right here. And then most of them, well, anything that's got a link has got a YouTube video that correlates with it, and some of them will have more YouTube videos coming. Otherwise, that was the first leg of what I'm calling the first leg of the tour. It was the first couple of days hanging out in San Antonio, hung out for a day with and then by the time I got to Dallas and north, the gas wasn't an issue. The hurricane had been far enough past, and gas was getting redistributed. So pretty much getting north of, whatever that road is, 40 or something? No, not 40. Whatever the road is, it goes east out of Dallas. Once I got to that one, headed towards Arkansas, everything was good to go with gas. But of course, that's when the water pump started to leak. And I guess that's what we'll talk about next time. So that's a little bit of the 2017 tour. And hopefully we'll have all kinds of more different, less, hurricane-related adventures on the 2018 tour.
Well, hopefully. I guess we're not heading to the coast anywhere. We shouldn't have any hurricane problems.
Well, I guess I will have some issue with the mountains potentially. Snow, I guess, heading over the Rockies.
I don't know. Snow is just snow. Not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Driving in half the year, it's just like driving west.
Sean is saying camped out at the gas pumps, and sounds like the gas crisis in the 70s. That's pretty much what it reminded me of. Just not as many people in line, but yeah. where people knew that, you know, they were going to be first and they were willing to sit there for it. Even in San Antonio, people would pull up to a gas pump and just sit there and hang out in their car.
Just waiting for gas?
Yeah, like waiting for the truck so that when the truck showed up, they would be first. I don't know if the trucks weren't bringing full loads, you know, so they wanted to make sure they got some, or if, I don't know. It was weird because you know, San Antonio is like in most towns. I don't know if you've been there. It's like, you know, just there's gas stations all over the place, and then there's like a neighborhood where there's no gas stations, and then there's a whole bunch of them again. So you'd be in one little area with a bunch of gas stations, and like I said, there'd be people parked at the gas pump, just camped out. You could tell they had like tarps and stuff set up and launch equipment. They were just literally parking there, camping there, and you would drive like 2 miles down the road, and there's just people pulling into a shell like if it's a normal day. Driving up to Austin was the same way. You'd go through a little town, and on one side of the town, people are parked at the gas pumps. Other side of town, just regular day at the pumps. Everybody's pulling in, getting their gas, leaving.
How much was gas? Was it like normal or like $5?
Good question. It was basically a little bit more than here, but normal prices. Nobody was really gouging. I don't know if it was a law or they're just cool about it, but nobody was charging like $5 for a gallon because we have it type of thing. And it was being distributed. It just, you know, I'm assuming because it was such a infrequency, as soon as a truck would show up, the gas station would go dry really quick, which just doesn't, you know, normally happen to people. So I think they were still making their money. And that, like I say, I don't know. Maybe people out there know if there was some sort of law that said they couldn't gouge. There might have been.
I think there is a law that you can't do that during disasters because companies do get charged for it, like stores and shit. I've heard of it happening, so.
And they buy their gas a long time ahead of time, so I'm sure the prices of gas are affected now from that, you know, not then.
Yeah, that's always the reasoning. Oh, well, we have to raise the price because the price of oil went up. Oh, we can't lower the price yet because we bought that gas a long time ago. How does that make sense then? You raise the price when the price of oil goes up, but you can't lower the price when the price of oil goes down because you bought the gas a long time ago.
So the only person we got chatting on the gun channel side anymore is Clay heckling us. But
yeah, well,
on the YouTube side, Andrew's saying there is a law. Got gas in 1973 for 17 cents a gallon. Holy moly!
Wow.
17.9, so it's actually 18 cents a gallon.
Oh,
yeah, that's normal. I was getting gas for 25, 26 cents a gallon, and we had bigger gallons than you guys. So,
did you say 1973?
Yeah,
and at the thing, so amount 18 cents.
The lowest I remember gas being was like maybe like 99 cents or so.
According to the internet's 18 cents. Oh, that's 1914. Let me change this to 1973. Okay, 18 cents in 1973 is $1.04 today. So it's still inexpensive gas for the most part.
Yeah, too true.
At first I had it at 1914 and it said it was $4. I was like, dang. But, well, I've seen 99-cent gas. If you go, where is it, like Oklahoma? There's some place right in the middle of the country where they're basically giving them gas for nothing.
Yeah, I saw like, I think I got like $1.03 gas in Oklahoma, but the lowest I've ever seen it in California, like I said, is like 99 cents maybe. So that'd be
right now, like today. What's your gas?
340 something at least.
Okay, so that's like a buck more than here. We're like 230.
345 maybe.
We're about $4.
Yeah, there's definitely places with higher gas, but it's always artificial, right? With like whatever corn tax or whatever they put on it. All right. Well, I don't know how we got into that. Where did we come from to get into gas prices? I guess. Oh, the tour. So I don't know, because we can keep moving. Do we have any history in this little link? I know we have Gatling died today. Posted that earlier.
Oh, like Gatling gun, Gatling?
Yep.
Yeah, he was a great dentist.
In 1827, the first Mardi Gras was in New Orleans. 1827.
Isn't today, well, today meaning the 26th, the Grand Canyon's birthday? Or a national park birthday or something?
I don't see it on my thing. At least not on this. This is a pretty crappy day in history place. It says that 1908, the 46th star is added to the U.S. flag, signifying Oklahoma's admission to statehood.
Oh, congratulations, Oklahoma.
So you'd think they're talking about Oklahoma being a state. They might talk, here, look at this. 1925 Glacier Bay National Monument is dedicated in Alaska. So they're talking about that.
When's the Grand Canyon? Wasn't that like 1907? I know it was definitely before 1910.
I mean, like, when did they dig it? Or?
No, like, when did it become a national monument? Or a national park or something?
Here we go. There's a wiki.
I guess could have been like the teens. I don't think it was later than like the 1925 or so.
American exploration. Okay, so the Grand Canyon became an official national monument in 1908 and a national park in 1919. But no dates, just the years. Oh, here you go. Game preserve on November 28th, 1906. Then in February 26, 1919, the U.S. National Park became the 17th U.S. National Park. So pretty close. Oh, wait, is today 26? No, you got it right there.
There you go.
Became the 17th National Park today in 1919.
Happy birthday, Grand Canyon.
That could be a good public service type of thing. People could just fill that in. A bunch of people with shovels. That would keep a bunch of people employed for a few years.
Right. Just fill it all in.
Then maybe right after that, dig it out again.
So you didn't have a... Are we going to have a quiz, or has Jimmy abandoned us?
Well, that's the thing. So I guess we can do this. Unless I don't actually have one set up. Do you even have a windbreaker available?
I don't know.
Just losing people. Losing them. So that is what it is. You know what that means. You're supposed to get your keyboards ready, knock things off the table, push the cat to the floor, get a pen, because let's say it's going to be with a pen. You're going to have to write it with writing and send
get a stamp ready.
Yep, send it to us on a piece of paper, or type it into your keyboard, whichever's easier for you, whichever you feel like will happen faster. And Bob, do you have any question on top of your head?
Where's Bob? Nice. Let's see.
Walked away probably.
No, I'm here.
I just want to take responsibility for anything that's associated with it at all.
Talking with my mic on, okay? Sorry, have we done the question yet?
Well, that's what we were kind of thinking about, is what the question might be. If we can keep it going long enough, I'll find a picture, and then we can...
Why don't we just take a picture of a, I don't know, a famous Canadian and let everybody try to guess who it is.
Horrible idea. So instead, what we'll do is we'll zoom in off this picture here. So now here's the thing. Since I'm screen sharing, I can't see anybody's answers over here. So.
All right, I'll look at gun channels.
Okay, I got YouTube.
Right now I got them over there. Okay, so this is the thing, and I'll write out over here what it is, where Jimmy wouldn't write the answer if Jimmy was.
Oh, right. You'll put it in the internal. Thank you. It was always hard. I was always kind of guessing with Jimmy because I'm not sure what Jimmy wanted to show.
I put it there, but I can also put it here.
It's in the spreadsheet.
Oh, it's in the spreadsheet?
Oh,
no.
it's
Here.
Okay. Oh, I can't read that, right? Okay.
You can't read what that says?
No, I can. I'm just saying I probably shouldn't say that out loud. Wait.
Okay.
All right.
No, you put two things in. Which one is it?
The name of the thing and then what it is.
Oh, okay.
So now we're zooming out, and I'm sure a lot of people are incorrectly identifying.
Oh, yeah. Lock wire for the trigger. Rooster Film said,
Yeah,
hey,
slowly zoom out, unlike Jimmy, who just goes from 0 to hero. Boom. Scroll
okay.
down.
Lock wire for trigger. No, it's not.
Dana's made some guesses, but they're not right.
Yeah.
What could we actually be looking at?
Gosh, it looks like some kind of firearm for sure. Yeah.
What the heck?
I'm getting nothing on YouTube, man.
On the wrong way?
No. I was like, what? You're trying to show that? No, that's not a block mag. I don't know. No, nobody's getting it yet. I'm not even getting guesses. I mean,
What is it?
And nobody's got it yet. Free safety, no.
This is sad. Super sad.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Now that it's actually in there.
Triggers? No, I think YouTube might be lagging really badly.
Probably.
Well, Gun Channels isn't lagging because it's the best place to watch this ever, and they still don't have it.
No, I'm sure it is a gun you won't be able to own in what is it, MN, wherever that is. AR-15, no.
Minnesota?
We'll let it go another 30 seconds.
And Evil CP gun, no. Holy crap, I can't believe nobody's getting this. Maybe focus exactly on what you want them to.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they need help. Well, or should just we give everyone a ribbon, right? I mean, we don't play that way. You only get a ribbon if you win. I think they've lost. I think
nothing.
No.
Well, Duran Man got it before the music quit. He
What
went,
he said, no grenade launchers.
Oh, he says no grenade launchers. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
that's a statement, like saying that he doesn't like to see them or something.
yeah,
So
okay. Well, I'm just gonna have to say, like, nobody won. So all you guys out there, suck it up, buttercups. Like, that was really sad.
and it was, of course, the exotic firearms, which is their name is there, and it's right here also, and it's their grenade launcher or their flared launcher. That's right here, and we can see it, and it's the thing that we showed pretty much the entire time.
You're all too late. You're all too late. And you know what? Just because you participated doesn't get you a ribbon. This isn't kindergarten. Apparently, they do that all the way through high school now, though. World's gotten weird.
Nobody's guaranteed to win, just like life. Why show the pin keeper that is not what you want? Because we showed the whole point is to zoom out. To zoom out.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're nearing that time where we're at the end of the show, and Bob comes in with his.
Oh no, you're trying to. You listen to Bob too much because we didn't even talk about the events that are coming up.
Oh, I pulled Bob.
Oh, I just went over to
Oh my God, you're
I
trying to
thought it
take
was
over everything, aren't you? You're trying to take over my bitch and whine and let's end the show. God.
I wasn't forcing an end. I thought that's where it was.
So we do like on Mondays to take a look. Actually, did we even do behind the scenes? Oh yeah, we did do behind the scenes. But we like to look at the calendar events. We have a calendar over on Gun Channels, and appreciate the people that post stuff over there. You can do it through the calendar itself, or if you build a channels can have events associated with them. Anyway, they're going to show up on the main page here, and we have a bunch. So starting off with a Baltimore Antique Gun Show coming up on March 17th. We've got the Big Sandy Machine Gun Shoot here in Arizona on March 23rd. Actually, I'm going to put in that San Diego Gun Show too. The Firearms Policy is going to be doing some kind of seminar or something at, because I'm halfway thinking about getting out to that one. Then we've got World War Women, the Unsung Heroines of World War II, and I don't know what that is, but it must be some kind of exhibit or maybe a talk. I guess we could click on it and find out. Then we got the St. Louis International Cartridge Show, which is one I keep putting in there. Just it's a gun show except just cartridges and ordnance. We got the Wanamaker, the world's largest gun show, coming up in Tulsa. It looks like this is a concert at the Bushnell Center for the Performing Arts in Connecticut. Interesting. Or maybe it's not, and he just copy and pasted a lot of stuff into here, because this is a lot of stuff here. But it looks like it might be something at the Springfield Armory in Connecticut. No, in Springfield, Massachusetts. Now I can read. So thanks for posting that. Looks like we might want to edit some of that description down. Then we had the Wanamakers, like say in April in Tulsa, where a bunch of people from gun channels are meeting up, and giant gun show. Got the USCCA has an concealed carry expo coming up in April. You know what else we forgot in here? Twice already is Every Second Matters coming up on March 2nd. So that's just in a couple of days. It looks like that'll be Friday. We'll be doing an Every Second Matters get together. And then as we get down here to April 2nd, which will be a Monday, we'll be doing another Every Second Matters where we get together and talk about Second Amendment stuff. And we do that on the regular basis so that when it's necessary and it's frustrating because we're not able to get much effective conversation or communication going, you know, we're practiced and we're building content so that it's easier and easier, hopefully, to have these conversations when it's difficult. Anyhow, so I wanted to throw those in there too. Then we got another one from Connecticut, Gun Guild Spring Gun Show in April. I don't know if anybody will be traveling in that area, but thanks to Cycle Camp for putting his local stuff in here. Imagine if all the people from gun channels were putting their local shows in here. Make the calendar a whole different thing. Then we've got the NRA annual meeting coming up in May in Dallas. The Knob Creek shoot is right after that in Kentucky. And then Outdoor Retailer is up in Salt Lake City, and that's in July. And there's probably all kinds of things happening between now and July. So if you like to help out an organization or an event, encourage you to put it over here on gun channels and then post it on Facebook. I'm sure if you click on these things, there's probably a link in here to help you share it. Here, share the event on the Facebook and all that, and email it around. All those things that you do out there on the web help that event be rooted, you know, be more attached to the web, and that's those inner links and stuff are what help things get recommended in search engines. So it's definitely effective for them to have people out there moving their stuff around and linking it to big websites like gun channels. So we talk about it every Monday. Again, if you've got any events you're familiar with or aware of that you like to go to or you'd like to go to, then we encourage you to post them over there and do content about it, make a video about it. I think the Gun Rights Policy Conference is super important. So I made a video for every single month, and I scheduled them to go up as long as my YouTube channel exists. Every first of the month, a video is going to go up and remind people to put it in their calendar, that know that it's in Chicago in this year. And you could do that for a local gun show. You could do that for a local gun shop that does what do they call it, like a customer appreciation day or a barbecue or something. And it gives you some content on your channel. It lets people know something that they might be able to schedule to attend. And again, it gives those links to that gun shop. And that's super important for shops that can't pay for that kind of help. All right, that's my preaching. I got to say all that stuff on Mondays, though. It's one of the reasons we do the show when we leave those topics on Mondays, so we can encourage people to get off your asses. Use your phones. It's that easy. Wiggle your phone, wiggle your finger around on your phone, and you can help out the local gun shop.
That's true. When he says wiggle, he actually means you have to do shit, because I've tried that. Just wiggle my finger around on the phone. It doesn't really seem to do much except make my phone work funny for a while. So... but have we talked about what shows are going on tomorrow? We really should talk about the pre-shows.
Take it away, Bob.
I have no idea what they are. I'd have to be paying attention.
All right, let's look. I'm going to go to the live show schedule.
Schedule.
Wait, how do you find that?
It's so if you go to gunchannels.com, it's really
Yeah.
big on the top right-hand corner.
Right.
So anyway, we got Hanging with the Outlaw, 6 p.m. Andalusia.
That's Crazy Hillbilly, right?
What?
Hank the Outlaw. He's that crazy hillbilly with the funny accent.
Outlaw Hatfield.
Yeah. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tactical Tuesday with everybody's bestie, Ghost. 9 p.m. we got a special show on with everyone's favorite Snowman and Night Strike. Hit or Miss, 9 p.m. And Big Gunner 81 is on at 10 p.m. Also, there's the early watch with Sir James, and then of course the Daily Gun Show with us, and we're pretty awesome. So
We're the good one.
we're the good one. This is the one that really counts.
I feel like it's nice of us though to have all those other shows on to get people warmed up.
Well, yeah, I mean, but also I think we also do like a service because we allow them to kind of be in the same area as us. So
Yeah.
it's like a charity.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's like when you've got the big band is playing, they always pick those little bands and let them play first, right? They kind of warm the crowd up.
And we could just have recordings of our show to warm us up because that would be more appropriate and better. But we're nice like that.
Hey, it's all about letting those little people and giving them a hand up. That's what I say.
Well, it's a Daily Gun Show charity. Looking out for everyone else.
There you go. Well, somebody's got to get them started on the right path.
It's certainly been a lot of fun though with all the new shows over on the gun channels, and hopefully people are digging the restructure. It looks like Knives and Pink have adjusted and have their room set up. We'll see if other people want to create live chats and host them. Smeggy's been doing it while he's got some time. For people that are listening, Smeggy's cave isn't necessarily like a regular thing. He's got some time right now, so he's been doing it. But there's always an opportunity. Our what do you call it? Our motto is if you host it, we'll post it. So host it wherever you want, on Vimeo, on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever. Make a place on gun channels to put it. Make a channel for yourself, and we'll help you by putting it in the schedule and letting people know you're there. And gives more people a chance to see more different stuff. And again, looking forward to how it grows here. We're in the last couple of days of the campaign for the rebuild. So we've got, I think, probably we'll be buying about 50 decks of cards. There's like 24 people participating at this point, maybe 25 if somebody jumped on while we were live here. So the cards will be paid for. Probably won't be doing too much on the mobile app side since that's quite a bit more than we've raised, but we should be able to get the mobile side fixed back up once we're kind of just waiting for some upgrades to go through, and it's a time, what am I trying to say, like a time thing. We have to do one thing before we can do the next. So we're just waiting for processes to happen on the last final upgrades, and then we'll have the mobile stuff back. And like I say, the project itself, the fundraising part of it, will end on the 1st. So anybody that's interested participating financially with gun channels, we appreciate it. We've got a couple of days left, and if you already have or you're just not able to, definitely appreciate people that share that out there. Some of these other platforms have raised lots and lots of scratch. We're not trying to make a living on it, but it would certainly be nice to have a little more funds to play with some of the things than doing it all on the cheap constantly. But there we go. So we'll be back tomorrow, same time.
Same bat time, same bat place.
Oh, man. I was just going to say that.
Oh, were you really?
Seriously, yeah.
Oh, twinning.
That's too weird. All right. Well, let's wrap this up then with our quote as usual. I do want to mention just a piece of the history. In 1917, 2010, the Kevin Martin rink beat Norway 6-3 for the men's curling gold of Vancouver. So there's a piece of history for you.
but it's like Canada. No one cares about that.
But anyway, just kidding. And for the Bill Clinton quote, I'm just going to say, no, Hillary, not the face. So this quote is actually by Edward R. Murrow. He's somebody important. But before that, I just want to thank everybody for watching, listening. I say too many times. We got 30 some thumbs up. That's great. Love it. Thanks, everybody. If you can, support us on Patreon. That'd be really cool. Otherwise, like, give us, the thumbs up, the like, share, subscribe. If you share them with all your friends on Facebook and places like that, maybe somebody else will subscribe to us. We can hit that 1,000 subscriber threshold for the Daily Gun Show. So that'd be cool. So let's get with the quote. Edward R. Murrow. We cannot defend freedom abroad by deserting it at home. Isn't that true?
Very true.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching gunwebsites.com.